size. And then when I go to the gym again, when I become slim thick, it's working. It's on the way. I love being African because African women have the package, They are packaging in every brain, physical, emotional. They are people, even men. They are people that you can go to.
What are some of the biggest misconceptions or stereotypes about Africa that you would like to dispel?
Yeah. So misconception, I would say that, for example, voodoo, right? People who think that maybe in Cameroon, voodoo, people think that voodoo is not there, but voodoo actually happened. I don't know if I would like, I can say a story about it, little story. So there was a day, right? Quick story. People have their totem. Totem, that means that a rat can be your totem, as a snake, a fly, everything can be your totem. So one day I went outside, I poured hot water on a rat, right? And then after 2 hours, a man came to knock at our door, and he was like, "You pour water on me." But me, I say I did not pour water on you. But imagine that's his totem. That's what defined him. That's what he used to do his magic. And then after that, I had really, really bad dreams. They had to wash me with some water. I know we are Christian, but there's also tradition. There's some stuff like that if you don't do, it can come back to you. Like I had really bad dreams for like 3 months. Bad dreams about this man, his rat. So they had to wash me and all that. Yeah, and there's some stuff like that you tell American, they won't understand, but it actually happen. People actually have that, and people need to be careful. When I say I have my totem, don't play with me because I do have my totem. Yeah, basically. Thank you.
Yeah. So I think I have about like two that I want to clear. The first one, we don't stay in the jungle, yo. We don't have pet lions or pet giraffes. But like I think each time like when somebody asks me some stupid questions like that, I just be like, oh yeah, I actually have a pet lion. I like it because like nowadays I believe the world is so connected. You can just go on the internet and like look up stuff. So which means that you can get as much information as you want about let's say Zimbabwe, let's say Zambia, let's say like Nigeria or any other African country. You know what I'm saying? Then another misconception is like I think I heard somebody say African men, they are controlling. You know what I'm saying? Like when they say like, oh, women, they have to be submissive. They mean like they have to be, they're trying to make you like sort of like your slave, like a slave or something like that. But that's not true. I feel like we just I in my belief, I believe like men are the same. Like what we look for in women, like let's say like in a lady that we want to marry, is the same. You know what I'm saying? Like we just want the same attributes in the wife. Like she gotta be submissive. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm sure like every man would want that. You know what I'm saying? You don't wanna get married to like a lady that disrespects you and stuff like that. So like I think those are like the two misconceptions that I want to clear about Africa. Yeah.
They said it. I agree.
My name is Prosper Banda and I'm from Zimbabwe. A surprising and lesser known fact about my country. That's a good question. I'm trying to think what's the most surprising thing about that I can say about Zimbabwe?
Victoria Falls.
Huh?
Victoria Falls.
Oh yeah. We can talk about the Victoria Falls. Like, yeah, we have this debate between Zambia and Zimbabwe. They say that the Victoria Falls is theirs, but I say the Victoria Falls is ours. The reason being they have the source of the Victoria Falls, but we have the falls, right? And when I talk about the falls, people don't care about the source. They care about, it's just like a web application, bro. Ain't nobody cares about what's happening in the back end. They care about the user interface, you know what I'm saying? The user experience. So we have the user experience. We got the falls. So Zimbabwe, we have the Victoria Falls, which is one of the 7 natural wonders of the world.
Okay. Question 2. How do you view the portrayal of Africa in Western media and its impact on global perception of the continent?
How can I start from? I think it's like everybody has one accent. Everybody is aggressive or something like that. It's the same thing with how African Americans complain about how they're portrayed in like Western media. Sometimes it's like a negative perception, which is which is kind of like it goes against like the facts that are there. There are over 2,000 languages spoken in Africa. We're the most diverse people group, whether it comes to color, culture, dances. And so when it's like people ask you like, oh, is Africa a country? It's kind of like I know Americans don't have to take geography, but y'all get your kids in those classes. So that's one of the things I can talk about.
Can you repeat the question, please?
Yes. How do you view the portrayal of Africa in Western media and its impact on global perceptions of the continent?
I think one thing that I don't like, is like the concept of poverty. You know what I'm saying? Like when somebody thinks of like Africa, they think of like, people like going for days without eating. I'm not saying it's not there, it's there, but like that's not what defines Africa. You know what I'm saying? We got people who got like Rolls Royces down there. We got people who got like, Bentleys and like, G-Wagons like in Africa, you know what I'm saying? So like each time when somebody like talks about like, like Africa, it's all, like especially like in the Western media, it's all about like, poverty, people like struggling, like, oh, like, this guy, like they come like, let's say like a name, like, okay, like John, he's been going for days like without food, like, he's living with like his 15 kids and stuff like that. Like, I mean, it's there, but like that's not exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like there are cases like that, but like that doesn't make the general like, population that everybody's living like that.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like it's an othering where people think the US or the Western society is the only modern society. The rest of us, we also have rich people, we have poor people. The same way y'all have homeless people in New York is the same way we also have people that don't have homes. And so when you think that Africa can only be one thing, I think you really close your eyes to some of the things that you can learn about other places.
I would say for me, it's like the concept of corruption, right? People are always going to say that, okay, in Africa, yeah, there are corruption. People are corrupt. It's a corrupt country, but not everyone is like a scammer, Not everyone will scam you. Not everyone will be like on top of you and then tell you a dictational way, Like people do work hard to be where they are. I'm not always going to pay money to have this position. I know some people do when they have money, but it's not everyone that corrupt. And that's what people don't understand. And I want to change that. And I will change that. My name is Forrest Nanju.
Where are you from?
I'm from Cameroon, Central Africa. Africans are everywhere because we are dope, we are knowledgeable, we have the sauce, we have the spice. If we are not there, everywhere is going to be bored. So we need a spice. We need something hot area. We are that pepper.
What is your favorite thing about being African?
My favorite thing about being African, especially Cameroonian, is that I have the body, I have the body, guys. And then when I go to the gym again, when I become slim thick, it's working. It's on the way. I love being African because African women have the package, They are packaging in every brain, physical, emotional. They are people, even men. There are people that you can go to, like, and talk to. And African, right? If we are African and when we speak pidgin, we can insult you. Like, we can say everything about you. You won't know anything. We'll be like, hey, big head, look at this. Yeah. I beg. Stuff like that. So that's so cool, the fact that we can speak multiple language. We are bilingual, trilingual, and it's so dope. And that makes us like pop up, being special and different. Yes.
What do I like about me being African? Man, like I would write a book. You know what I'm saying? Because I like a lot of things about being African. So like the first thing is I think I like the most thing that I like about me being African is the way I was raised, like like the culture, cause like that's what makes me to be me. Cause like if I had grown up in a different setup, in a different environment, I don't think I would be where I am right now, or like I'll be viewing things the way I view things. You get what I'm saying? So like being raised with not as much, and like growing up in a community where like everybody like like that thing where like your neighbors like you treat them like you respect them like they're your parents, like like your homeboys and all that, like that that unity, it stays like for the longest. You get what I'm saying? Like, cause I've made friends like that are still friends, that are still my friends like up to this point. Like when I just like, for example, I just met them like, for example, at a store, like we just like had a little conversation. Then from there, like so like I like the fact that like Africans, they are more of like they value relations. I'm not saying like everybody else doesn't. I'm just talking about like what I like about being African. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what I like, and I also like the like I said, like the way I was raised, like it has shaped me to be who I am. Like being goal oriented and growing up like from the we grew up in the I like to call it the ghetto, and I love it. I'm proud to grow up like in a community like that, because that's the I think that's the fuel that propels us, at least that propels me to work hard. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm smart, but I'm not smart because I want to be smart. Nah. I'm smart because I want to change the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to give back to my people. You know what I'm saying? Like, the love that I've seen, like, growing up, I want to do that. I want to give back to my people. So, like, that is pumped me up to be able to, work hard and, say that I want to do this, I want to do that. So, like, put me in a different situation, put me in a different environment, I wouldn't be able to do that. Like, let's say if I grew up, like, here in the US, I won't be an academic, bro. Like I would be like, because I love sports, but I would probably play like soccer or something like that. But I just do school just because. Now I don't do school because I love school, bro. Nah, I don't. I do school just because I want to, change the situation and yeah, help other people like back home.
Okay. Me, I think I can say I like the way we're just big and boisterous. Like whether it's having 5 ceremonies with 500 people before you get married, or your mom calling her 9 sisters after you dodged the slap because now she says you wanted to, like, you are trying to attack her, or like just your family being involved. When it's your birthday, you may not have a cake, but you're gonna have chicken and coleslaw, and yeah, my rice too. So I really love the celebratory part of that. Even though I would consider myself an introvert, there's nothing like an African celebration, African wedding. Yeah, so you can invite me to your wedding if you're getting married and you're African. But I think I would also say the values are very strong, whether it's like the same way he said, community is a big thing. Ubuntu, and even just like respecting your family, respecting elders. I think that's something that we grow up being told proverbs like that really describe how you should live your life. And even though we can forget those things, they're kind of things that are ingrained into all of us and shape the way we view each other. And so I really admire that. My name is Shemaya Mbetwa, and I am from Kitwe, Zambia.
Okay. What would you change about your country?
This is the answer will be a bit long, but I feel like we have a lot of untapped potential because there are so many things that I would have wanted to do when I was back home that I was not able to do because of maybe lack of resources or lack of money. And so, I mean, people have been trying to give us money for a long time, but if we could get that money to the right places and the right people, I feel like it could really change a lot of things for a lot of youth in my country. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow.